Good. So Doug is the sole responsible man for the Cincinnati Reds winning Big Red Machine winning world championships 2 years in a row. And why don't you tell that story, Doug? You always teach Johnny always teases you, or you always teach Johnny Bench about your time with the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, Frank, for so many years, all we heard about was the Great Eight. And if you read any book on the Big Red Machine, you would think they had no pitching and no extra guys. There were just eight players that went out and played. Now, having said that, those eight were pretty good. Yeah, they were. You got 4,256 hits at third base. You got a five-time Gold Glover at short.
Dave Concepcion.
Two-time MVP, Hall of Famer at second.
Joe Morgan.
You got a Hall of Famer at first. It's probably the best RBI man I ever saw.
Tony Perez.
You got a Hall of Famer behind the plate who's probably the best catcher I ever saw.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, you got a left fielder, a guy who hit 50 home runs and drove in 140.
George Foster.
Center fielder who won 4 Gold Gloves, was probably the smoothest center fielder that I think him and Gary Maddox that I ever saw.
Was that Bobby Tolan?
No, that was Cesar Geronimo.
Oh, Cesar Geronimo.
And then right field, you had a Ken Griffey, the real Ken Griffey, senior.
Wow.
And then, so I knew that, I wasn't going to get a lot of playing time. I was a rookie in 75. I went down to spring training and somehow I had a very good spring, made the team, and then was there for the couple of years. We won the World Series. Well, one night they're doing a statue presentation in Cincinnati. I believe it was Joe Morgan's statue. So they brought the Great Eight in, and so I was emceeing a deal on Friday night and got an opportunity to introduce those guys, probably 400 or 500 people there. So I may have had a glass of wine, or I may not have. I introduced them, and once I introduced them, I said, ladies and gentlemen, the most overrated group of players in the history of the game. And people are looking at me like, what is wrong with this boy? And I said, well, here's the deal. 1970, these guys sitting right over there were pretty good, but they got beat by Baltimore. In 1972, those same guys came back and they got beat by Oakland. 73, the Mets beat them, so they never really got out of the league. 74, they disappeared, and then this little country boy from Kentucky makes the team in 75. They win the World Series. The little country boy comes back. They win the World Series again in 76. Trade him away in 77 and don't win again. You do the math. The glue. The guy in the back of the room hollers, the glue. So Frank knows I've always wanted to do something, and to this day continue to do a lot of stuff with the military. So we had these shirts made up and hoodies and stuff, and it says the glue 1975-76 Doug Flynn, and all the proceeds go to Hope for the Warriors, which is a military charity that Johnny and I are still involved with.